it's Julia. So in today's video, I'm going to be starting my project pan. If you've never watched project pan videos before, it's basically where you go through your collection, you find some products that you haven't really been using as much and you really want to either use up or hit pan on, and then you put them into your project pan. So for me, my project pan is going to be 6 months long, and hopefully I'm going to use up or hit pan on some of these products. I think the whole idea of project pan is really good just to combat like that consumerist mentality where you buy a ton of products and then you let some of them fall to the wayside and into disuse. And I think that's really bad because we have a lot of makeup products in our collection, and some of them we just forget about and we never use up, and then it goes bad, and then we've wasted a lot of money and a perfectly good makeup product. So hopefully through this project pan I can cycle some things out of my collection that I don't want in my collection anymore and hopefully just use those up, or hit pan on some items to make myself feel a little bit better about the money I spent on them and that I'm actually using them up. So yeah, if you have a big makeup collection and you have some things you don't use in your collection, I would encourage you to start your own project pan, and this is just a really good way to set some goals for yourself and hopefully get some use out of your products. So I'm just going to go through the products that I'm putting in my 6-month project pan. Every single month I'm going to be doing an update video. So I really hope you guys enjoy this project pan series. This is my first one ever, so I'm a little bit nervous going into it, but hopefully I do a good job. I hope you guys will keep me accountable over the 6-month period and just like really push me on and encourage me to use these products because I'm a little bit nervous about it, but hopefully I do well. Let's see. So the first product that I really want to hit pan on is my favorite palette of all time pretty much, the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance. This is my Modern Renaissance that my grandmother bought me, so this is the first one that I ever owned. So it's a really special product to me, but this palette in particular is very special to me, and I'm definitely going to keep the original palette that I got in my collection after I use it up because it's just sentimental. I love my grandma so much, and it's really, really thoughtful that she bought this for me. So here's the inside of my palette. I know it kind of looks like I haven't used a lot of it. That's just because I keep my makeup products very clean. I don't like to have like a mess or powdery shadows all over my palette, so I like to clean it off after every use, and that's why it looks like it's pretty much been not really touched that much. I do not want to use up this entire palette. I'm really hoping to hit pan on just a few key shades. So the first one I really want to hit pan on is called Golden Ochre. This is one of the most beautiful transition shades in my entire collection. It just creates this beautiful halo of a yellow golden warmth. I think the name is really appropriate for this shade. It's a very soft shade as well, so I don't think this is going to be too hard to use up, and it has the biggest dent in the entire palette so far. So I think that this color, Golden Ochre, is going to be the first one that I can hit pan on. I would also like to hit pan on the shade Primavera here. It's a very soft gold shade, very light. It's not like true gold and like bam in your face. It's more like a soft, pretty gold. So I don't really know how to describe that shade. I think I'm really bad at describing colors, so bear with me. But this is one of the most beautiful golds in my collection, and this one already has a pretty big dent in it. So hopefully I can get some use out of that one and maybe hit pan. The other shade I like to hit pan on is called Tempera. It's like a very light bone shade with a tiny bit of shimmer in it, so I think it's perfect for the brow bone or the inner corner. And the last shade that I would like to make some progress on is the shade Buon Fresco here. It's the most beautiful like mauvey pink blush tone shade, and I think it's really beautiful for when I want to do like a berry toned or pink toned look with this palette. So yeah, those are the shades that I'm hoping to at least hit pan on. I will admit that this palette is not in my project pan because I want to use it up and get it out of my collection. In fact, when I do use this palette up entirely, I'm going to buy a new Modern Renaissance palette because this is just my favorite palette of all time. But I really want to get some use out of it. I've had it in my collection for a while, and I really do love this palette. Okay, so another reason that I'm actually doing Project Pan is to get some use out of some non-cruelty-free products that I still have in my collection, and hopefully just get those out of my collection. So the next product that I really want to use up is the Benefit Hoola Bronzer. So I would consider this actually more of a contour shade for me because it's kind of like a cool-toned brown, just kind of straddling between just like a neutral and a cool-toned brown. So I think it's really good for creating a nice shadow under my cheekbones. I really do love the formula of this, and I love the color, so I'm really sad that Benefit is not cruelty-free. If anyone knows of good dupes for the Hoola bronzer, please let me know in the comments. I would really love a good dupe for this one. You can see it is a sample size. This is 3 grams, so hopefully this will not be too hard to use up. I do want to use it up completely so I can just get it out of my collection. I really do not like wasting a tiny bit of product, so I do want to use the whole thing up. I've used up a pretty good amount of it. I'd say I use like maybe a quarter of this product, but I really do want to use up the entire thing. So hopefully over the 6-month span, I can use this up as my contour or as a neutral bronzer. And yeah, I'm sad to see this go, but I really do not want Benefit in my collection anymore, and even though this is a really good bronzer, I don't want it in my collection. So if anyone has any good dupes that are comparable to this one, same color, same tone, please let me know. I'd really love to buy them. Alright, so this is the other non-cruelty-free product that I really want to get rid of in my project pan. It is the Dr. Brandt Pores No More Pore Refiner Primer. So this is 0.25 fluid ounces, so it's a quarter of an ounce. This really should not be too hard to use up. I think a regular primer is around 1 ounce. It's a shame that Dr. Brandt is not cruelty-free because I really do like their products. This is a very good primer, and I think it does smooth out your pores. It is comparable, in my opinion, to the Benefit Professional Primer, except it doesn't smell as bad, in my opinion. So I never reach for this because I just have other primers in my collection that I like to use on the daily basis. Hopefully I can use this one up in a 6-month span. Very optimistic about this primer. I think it should be really easy to finish this one up. And yeah, hopefully I will get this done in a 6-month time span. Alright, so the next product I'm less optimistic about. This is one that I think is going to be very hard to use up. Here I have the Tarte Shape Tape. I actually have 2 shades of this. This one is light, and I also have light sand. Light sand I've discovered is more of my complexion. It's more like yellowy toned, which is my undertone. And then this one is a little bit too pinky toned for me. So I do want to use this one up, and then I'm just going to buy light sand from now on. The reason I'm really nervous about this is because there is so much product in this tube. If you really want to see how much product you get in a Tarte Shape Tape tube, I would recommend watching the Beauty News Makeup Breakup of the Tarte Shape Tape. You get an insane amount of product in here, and it's only $27, I think. So it's a really good deal for a concealer. And this is probably the best concealer of all time. It's very full coverage, but it doesn't feel super heavy on the skin. I've talked about this so many times on my channel. It is my ride or die concealer, so I really love this concealer. I'm really nervous about this product because there's just so much in here, and I use a very small amount every single day. Literally, I'll use like a tiny dot of Shape Tape underneath my eyes, and that's pretty much it for concealer. So with that in mind, I'm gonna try to do my best. I don't think I'm gonna finish it. I'm trying to go into this optimistically. I do use this to carve out my cut creases, to carve out my eyebrows. I'm just gonna try to make this as multi-purpose as possible, just so I can use it up. So hopefully, I will get a good amount of product to use up in this one. It'll be the biggest struggle of the entire project pan. Okay, so the next product I want to use up is actually a lip liner. This is from Natasha Denona. It is the shade L4 in the lip liner pencil. It is my favorite neutral tone nude lip liner, but I've had this for I think 1.5 years. Yeah. It's pretty old, so I really do want to get this out of my collection and use it up, and then I will probably go buy it again because I really do like the color of this. It's not the best formula in the world. It's not like super creamy. It is pretty drying, and that can irritate my lips at times, so I've kind of been laying off of this because I've had some lip issues. But now that my lips are kind of healed, I'm hoping that I can get some use out of this. I do like to wear this all over my lips instead of like having a matte liquid lipstick. I find that wearing a lip liner all over my lips is a little bit more comfortable. So I like to wear this as like an all over lip shade, and hopefully I will get some use out of this. Keep in mind that doing it all over your lips will actually use up the product faster, so this should be pretty easy, hopefully. I do like wearing this color. It's a very good neutral, like nude shade. I like to wear it to classes. I think it's very classy and just looks very neutral and nice. So hopefully I can use this one up. It is the only lip product in my project pan. So yeah, I just wanted to limit myself to one lip product so I wasn't getting too distracted with a bunch of lip products that I really need to use up. But yeah, again, like everything else, we'll see. Hopefully I will do well on this one as well. So next up, I have the Milk Makeup Cooling Water Stick. So this, again, is a sample size. A lot of the things I have in here are sample sizes because that's how I like to buy my mascaras. And then this was a free sample from Milk, so thank you guys. But I really want to use this up because I just don't really know how to use it. I really want to just use this up and get it out of my collection because I don't understand the purpose of this. I think, like, while you could add it into your skincare routine if you wanted to like cool your face down, there's just so many other products that, and this just doesn't really do anything to my skin, so I don't really see the point in it. I think it is pretty expensive for what it is, so I really just want to use it up. This is 3 grams, and I've made a pretty good amount of progress on it already, I think. Let's see. This is how much we have left. So I really just have this much left, so hopefully if I use it like every single day at the end of the day for my skincare routine, I could have this done in maybe 1 to 2 months. So yeah, this is the next product in my project pan. I'm pretty optimistic about this one as well. I think this one will be very easy. So in contrast to the Milk Water Stick, I think this is going to be a lot harder. So here I have the Tarte Amazonian Clay 12-Hour Blush in the shade Party. This was actually the free Sephora birthday gift from this year, and I really do like the color of it. It's a nice neutral peachy toned shade. This I call the Never Ending Blush because I think I use this at least 3 times a week. I use this pretty much every day. I use this pretty much every day, and I've been using it since May, which was my birthday month. But as you can see, I have like made no dent in it whatsoever. You can still see the pattern on there that it was pressed in. So yeah, this one is probably gonna be very hard. I don't even want to use up the entire thing. I just want to hit pan on it. So even if I hit like the tiniest, most minuscule amount of pan, I will be very satisfied with myself because this is a very, very hardly pressed blush. I use such a small amount of blush every single day though. I like barely swirl my brush in there. I tap off the excess and then I swirl a little bit onto my cheeks. So this one I'm really nervous about. I think I forgot to mention, all the products I don't end up being able to hit pan on in this project pan, I'm going to be moving into the next project pan, so that will carry over into the next year. So right after this one ends in May, I'm just going to be doing another one that ends again in November. So hopefully I will have a good amount of product used up in this one, but if not, this will be carried over into the next project pan. I really do love this blush, but I really just want to feel like I've been using this up because it looks the same as it did when I got it. So yeah, this is frustrating, but hopefully I can get some good progress on it. Okay, so the next product is actually a foundation. This is one of my favorite, actually. It's the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea Water Foundation. And I have 2 bottles of this, so this is the first one that I bought. It is the shade Fairy Light Neutral, and I don't know if you guys can see it. It's about down to here. I'd say I've got a good 40% of the product already used up. So I think I could actually finish this one up. I think I've had this since March, and I don't really pay attention to expiration dates unless it starts to smell bad or doesn't work as well. I'm just going to continue using this, and hopefully I can use the entire thing up so I can get started on the backup bottle that I already bought. Hopefully through this project pan I can use this one foundation up and then get started on the other bottle of it because I really do love this. It's very liquidy, which is how I like my foundations, and even though it's liquidy, it's very full coverage, so I find it to be very lightweight. It gives you a beautiful finish, great amount of coverage, and it feels so good on the skin. Yeah, this is one of my favorite foundations, and hopefully I can use this one up. Okay, so I might be pushing my luck by putting in 2 palettes to the project pan, but this one, I really only want to hit pan on 1 shade. So here I have my Naked 2 palette, and if you guys have watched my channel before, you know that I do not love the Naked palettes except for the Naked Heat, but Naked 1, 2, 3, and Smoky I really just don't like. I actually am getting rid of the Naked Smoky, but this one I did keep in my collection because it has a lot of nice shimmer shades. And I find that the lighter shades do perform better than Urban Decay's darker shades. So I just want to keep this one in my collection just in case I wanted a nice cool toned look. I want to hit pan on the shade here called Booty Call. Very pale ivory shade, but it has the tiniest amount of shimmer in it, kind of like Tempera from Modern Renaissance, so I think this would be a really beautiful brow bone highlight. Yeah, this is the one shade I like to use up in the palette. I find Urban Decay's Naked palettes to be very hard pressed, so it's not as soft and powdery as the Modern Renaissance, and therefore it's going to be a little bit harder to use this one up. Okay, and then the last product that I have in my project pan is this Marc Jacobs mascara. This is the Omega Lash Volumizing Mascara in 30 Black. So again, this is a sample size, obviously. I buy all my mascaras in sample size because I don't like having a full-size mascara. I just think it's probably gonna dry up before I get to use the entire thing because I have so many mascaras in my collection. If you're wanting a really good mascara and you're wanting something high-end but not as expensive as this one, I would say Urban Decay Perversion and then the Tarte's Light Camera Lashes are a lot better than this one. So this one I want to use up. I barely ever use this. I think I've got like 80% of the tube to go. So hopefully I can use this one up. If I put my mind to it, I think I really can do this one. So feeling a little bit more optimistic about this one than I am about some other products in this project pan. But yeah, let's see how I do in this one. All right, so those are the items that are in my first project pan. This is the start video. So basically every single month, I'm going to be doing a progress video to show you what kind of progress I've made on each product, and hopefully I will do really well in this project pan. So I encourage you guys to start your own project pans if you have a lot of makeup in your collection. I think it's a really good way to just combat that consumerist mindset where you buy a lot of products without using the ones up you already have. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope you guys will stick around for the rest of my project pan. I really am excited about this, and I'm very glad that I decided to do it because I think it's just going to be a really great way to get some use out of my products. So I hope you will consider subscribing to my channel so you can follow around on this project. And please like this video if you did enjoy it. Please give it a thumbs up down below. Comment what you are trying to use up in your collection. And if you made it to the very end of this video, I love you. Thank you so much for watching my channel. Bye.